Welcome to the deep dive. So you sent over this really interesting document from BeeCharge about the whole EV charging scene.
Yeah, it's quite detailed.
And our plan here, our mission for this deep dive, is really to pull out the key stuff for you. What are the big takeaways from BeeCharge on the challenges and, the potential fixes in EV charging?
Absolutely. It covers a lot, doesn't it? Market analysis, their own tech solutions,
Right.
partnership ideas, even the money side for charger manufacturers. It's their view on things.
Okay, let's jump in then. First thing BeeCharge hits on, and I think this will ring true for you if you're an EV driver, is just how fragmented the experience
Oh,
is.
definitely.
They've got this stat, 60% of drivers reporting compatibility issues. That sounds like a real headache for you out there.
It is, and the document explains why. It's like you need a bunch of different apps, right? Different ways to pay, sometimes even different ways to just get the darn thing started.
Not exactly seamless.
Not at all. It's not what people expect, I think.
And it's not just frustrating for you, the user. BeeCharge points out it's a big deal for the companies making the chargers, too.
Yeah, that's a crucial point.
To say something like 35% of R&D money goes into just getting the IoT stuff and payments working.
Exactly. 35%. That's massive. It's money and time they're spending on, integrating things
Instead of
focusing maybe on the core charging tech itself.
Yeah.
Making it faster, better,
Right. They're basically forced to become software integration experts.
Pretty much. And BeeCharge highlights that this complexity runs deep, affecting their backend systems too. It's not always their main skill set.
And looking forward, this problem, it only gets bigger, right? The document talks about, 65 million charging points globally by 2030?
Yeah, a huge number, 65 million.
So the question BeeCharge raises, and it's a good one for you to think about, is, can the current software even handle that kind of explosion?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Building software that's robust but also scales up massively, that's tough. And that's where BeeCharge positions itself, offering, they say, an end-to-end solution to tackle these exact problems for the manufacturers.
Okay, so let's unpack that solution. What exactly is BeeCharge putting on the table?
So the core of it is their own software platform. It's proprietary.
Okay.
They really push the cloud aspect, centralized management, real-time data, all that. And crucially, it's designed to play nice with different hardware.
Seamless hardware integration. What does that mean in practice? For you or for a company using it?
Well, they talk about their scalable IoT architecture. Think of IoT as just how devices talk online.
Right.
Their system is built to work with basically all the charging standards out there, level 1 at home, DC fast chargers on the road.
Got it.
And they say it's future-proofed, which is important. Things change so fast, the key seems to be their API.
API, like a translator between systems.
Exactly like a translator. It lets BeeCharge's software talk to the charger's specific language, and they claim this cuts development time for manufacturers by up to 65%.
Whoa, 65%. That's huge.
Yeah.
That could mean getting better chargers out to you, the driver, much faster.
Potentially, yeah. Big savings. They also mention a mobile app for users.
Right, what's the angle there?
The idea is consistency, a smooth experience for you, the driver, no matter the charger brand.
Makes sense.
And they offer it as a white label option,
Meaning
a manufacturer can slap their own brand on it, make it look like their own app.
Oh, okay.
They even mention a 4.8 out of 5 rating in beta testing, so it seems like users found it pretty easy to use.
So tackling user frustration and manufacturer headaches. Let's zoom out, though. What's the market they're aiming for here?
Yeah.
The big picture.
It's massive growth. The document throws around some big numbers like the global EV charging market potentially hitting $200 billion by 2033.
$200 billion. Wow.
Yeah. A huge potential market.
And what's driving that? Just more EVs?
That's the main engine, yeah. They predict 40 million EV sales globally per year by 2030.
40 million a year.
And all those cars need charging spots. So they also point to a 30% compound annual growth rate just for the charging infrastructure market itself.
Okay, and here's something really interesting for you listening in. BeeCharge suggests manufacturers using these smart tech integrations could boost their profit margins by 25%.
That's a serious incentive, right?
Definitely.
And their argument makes sense. As the physical charger hardware gets more, similar across brands.
Commoditized.
Exactly, commoditized. The software, the intelligence inside, that becomes the thing that sets them apart. That's where the value is, for them and for you, the user.
So it's more than just connecting to the internet. What's the smart tech BeeCharge has?
Okay, one key thing is their AI-driven load balancing.
AI load balancing. What does that do?
It's pretty clever. It's not just about charging one car fast.
Huh?
It manages electricity demand across the grid. They claim it can cut grid strain by 35%.
That's significant, especially with more EVs plugging in.
Huge. And it can optimize charging for cheaper electricity times, potentially saving operators like 20% on energy costs.
Smart. Yeah. Both for the grid and the wallet. What else?
They also talk about universal compatibility. They have a patent-pending solution for this.
Meaning it works with?
All the big ones. CCS, Turdemo, Tesla's connector where it's standard, Type 2 in Europe, even GBT for China.
Okay. Truly universal then.
That's the goal. They also mention being compliant with OCPP 2.0.1, that's an industry standard for chargers talking to networks, and ready for ISO 15118 plug and charge.
Plug and charge. That's the dream, right? Just
Yeah.
plug in, no apps, no cards.
That's the idea, yeah. Making it super simple for you.
And managing all these deployed chargers. Reliability is key.
Right. Their cloud analytics platform is central there. They talk about predictive maintenance.
Catching problems before they happen.
Exactly. They reckon it can cut downtime by 30%, which for you means the charger is more likely to be working when you need it.
Good.
Plus real-time monitoring, reports, and they guarantee 99.9% uptime for their platform itself.
Oh.
They even list their tech stack, AWS Cloud, ISO 20701 for security, APIs, SDKs, the usual suspects for a modern platform.
Got it. So a lot of tech. Now, if you're a manufacturer listening, how do you actually work with BeeCharge? What are the options?
They lay out 3 main partnership models. First is co-development.
Okay.
This seems aimed at manufacturers launching totally new charger lines. BeeCharge software is built in from the start, maybe even some joint R&D.
Sounds deep. What's number 2?
Second is licensing. This is more for companies that already have hardware out there but want better software.
Upgrade path.
Kind of, yeah. BeeCharge gives them the SDK, the API, support, helps them integrate the software into their existing stuff.
And the third one.
Third is co-branding. This is more about marketing and differentiation.
How so?
Manufacturers can promote chargers as powered by BeeCharge, use that white-labeled app with their own branding, maybe do some joint marketing campaigns to reach you, the customer.
Right. Different flavors for their needs. They also map out a process, right? Like 4 steps.
Yep. Starts with discovery, couple of weeks to figure out needs, then a pilot phase, few months, testing it out,
Makes sense.
then integration, another couple of months probably.
Yeah.
And finally, scale, rolling it out wider.
Pretty standard process.
Yeah, and they include a quote from some CTO at a charger company saying it was smooth and cut their development time by half. A nice little proof point.
50%. Wow. They also give a concrete example, Sino Energy. What's the story there? What does it show?
So Cyto Energy, according to the doc, wanted to speed things up, basically. Get products out faster, make the user experience better, especially in Asia.
Okay.
So they did a pilot, integrated BeeCharge into 10 of their DC fast chargers in Shanghai.
And how did that trial go?
Pretty well, it seems. Charger uptime went up significantly, 95% compared to an 80% average before.
Like a big jump in reliability for you as a user.
Definitely. User satisfaction went up too. The app got a 4.7 out of 5 rating, and they cut development time by 30%, saved about 4 months.
Nice.
And interestingly, those chargers saw 22% more usage, more charging sessions than the ones without the BeeCharge software.
Huh. So the better experience maybe drew more people in.
Seems plausible. The document has this nice before and after comparison for Sino. Shows improvements across the board, faster development, more payment options, better monitoring, higher uptime, more engagement. It paints a good picture for you if you're watching this space.
Yeah, it makes the benefits pretty tangible.
And based on that pilot, Sino's apparently planning to roll it out to over 200 chargers now, so it looks like it worked for them.
Okay, so how does BeeCharge stack up against others? They have a comparison chart, right?
They do. They put themselves up against ChargePoint, EVBox, and just generic build-it-yourself solutions.
Where do they claim to win?
Several places. Faster integration, they say 30% quicker, more comprehensive white label options, flexible APIs, those AI features like load balancing, predictive maintenance, supporting all the standards, dedicated support 24/7, and scalability. They claim they can scale from one charger to over 10,000 easily.
That speed and scalability seem key, especially with how fast the market's moving.
For sure. And that 24/7 support is probably reassuring for partners.
Okay, last big piece, the financials. Always important. What's the bottom line for manufacturers partnering with BeeCharge?
They pitch several financial upsides. First, potentially lower R&D costs. They throw out an example. maybe $2.5 million plus in over a year to build in-house
Versus,
versus maybe 2.0 million and just 6 months with BeeCharge. So faster and maybe cheaper up front.
okay, that's R&D. What else?
They also suggest manufacturers might be able to charge more for their chargers, a higher average selling price, or ASP, maybe 10% more because of the smart features, like $5,500 instead of $5,000 per unit in their example.
So save on costs, potentially earn more per charger. Any ongoing revenue?
Yes, that's a big part of it. New recurring revenue streams.
Like what?
Software subscriptions, maybe $10 to $30 per charger per month. Selling the data insights, another $5 to $15 per charger per month. And taking a small cut of the transaction fees, like 3–5%.
So multiple streams adding up over time.
Exactly. The document even shows a 5-year ROI model and an analysis for someone making 1,000 chargers a year. It suggests like a $1.3 million total annual benefit.
$1.3 million a year for that scale.
Yeah.
That's a compelling number for you if you're in that business.
It really is. And they add the softer benefits too, right?
Yeah.
Faster time to market, premium brand image, better customer loyalty, future-proofing your tech.
Right, not just dollars and cents.
Yeah, the whole package.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive on the BeeCharge document, it really looks like they're positioning themselves as, well, a potential answer to a lot of the growing pains in EV charging.
Pretty much. A unified platform aiming to help manufacturers cut complexity and costs while also making charging less of a hassle for you, the driver.
Exactly. So for you, listening in and wanting to understand this space better, hopefully this gives you a clearer picture of the industry's challenges and at least one company's proposed path forward through software and partnerships.
It's definitely a dynamic area.
It really is. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? With EVs evolving so quickly and the demand for charging just soaring, how will solutions like this, these integrated platforms and partnerships, actually shape your everyday experience behind the wheel of an EV in the next few years?
Yeah. Something to watch. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, the tech, the business models.
Definitely worth keeping an eye on.